Well, a very good afternoon to you all. I hope you're all fine on this Friday, the 12th of July, 2024. Here to take a look at the long term weather patterns and trends for the County of Kent and also the UK for the next. I'm going to go up to about 10 days. I think 14 days is stretching it. There's a little bit of uncertainty in the long term. But yeah, we'll start where we usually do, taking a look at the central England temperature. Up to the 10th of July, Hadley is running at 14.3 degrees, 1.7 degrees below the long term average. So the cool theme continues, and today is cool. Just look at this top of the hots, 18.8. That's all we've got is 18.8 at Mountbatten, the Isle of Portland, 18.5. So again, 4 or 5 degrees below where we should be in July. These are your maximum temperatures. Just looking around at the current maximum temperatures, or should we say the minimum temperatures across the UK. These are current temperatures, and further north, it's an even cooler picture. Look at this, 11 degrees at Fylingdales. Fylingdales is in Yorkshire, 11 degrees, just 52 degrees Fahrenheit, but many places up there in Scotland, no higher than 12 or 13 degrees. Those places in single digits are your high altitude mountainous stations. Right, so no prizes for guessing that it is cool. And if we just look at the temperature anomaly, the surface anomalies across UK and Europe, you can see where all the heat is. It's across Eastern Europe. Some of that heat has been getting into parts of Germany at times, and this is where they've had some very hot days, but also some thunderstorms. They're on the cusp of the cooler air and the hot air. But yeah, over here in the UK, over in France, northern Spain, very, very much below average. And this is because we've got high pressure that's sitting out in the Atlantic, just a little bit too far west to actually assert its settled influence, and low pressure is rooted in the North Sea under northerly flows. And today's facts chart shows that up very well. We are stuck in a northerly pattern, a cool pattern. A load of fronts is coming down across the UK, giving us an unsettled day. Most of those fronts have cleared, and it has been a cloudy, wet start for the southeast, but things are improving. Talking of improvements, I'm going to now bring you on to the temperature anomalies. So, as we've seen, these are the anomalies today. Tomorrow, another cool day. We keep this northerly theme going, but by Sunday, things do start to improve. We lose certainly the darker blues from the southeast of the UK. It's still quite cool across the north of the UK. But by the time we reach Monday, there are some signs of oranges starting to pick up, and that warmth over continental Europe just edges a little bit further west, doesn't it? So we're on the periphery of perhaps turning a little bit less cold next week. Temperatures perhaps a little bit above average for a time, and we'll see that on the ensemble trends in a moment. By Tuesday, there you go again. Temperatures by then around about average, slightly above in the eastern parts of the UK. And that theme is pretty much maintained on Wednesday next week and Thursday. But by Friday, there you go. There's a new area of low pressure starting to push in its westerlies across the UK. Temperatures will start to fall back once again. So if you'd watched the last forecast, we were fairly optimistic, weren't we, of high pressure coming in and perhaps settling things down and warming things up. It's not looking that way now. And even if we just run this forward through to Saturday the 20th, and Sunday the 21st. Well, yeah, the story of July 2024 continues, doesn't it, with rather a lot of unsettled conditions. We'll now take a look at the weather at the surface, because it's not all doom and gloom. There will be some reasonable days in there, interspersed in this generally unsettled and sometimes cool pattern. So today, there you go. This is at midday. You've got a lot of rain in the southern North Sea over the Low Countries. Showers that were across the far southeast have cleared out the way, and skies are improving, clearing up. But this afternoon, I think, yeah, once again, there's probably just the risk of one or two light showers. Move towards tomorrow. Tomorrow is one of those sunshine and showers kind of days. Bright morning giving way to clouds bubbling up and some sharp afternoon showers. low pressure in the North Sea. But by Sunday, that area of low pressure pushes further east into Denmark, and we're in a kind of a slight ridge. You've got a slight ridge to the south, slight ridge to the north, but low pressure down to the south, west, and the northeast. It's actually in the meteorological books. It's called a COL, a COL, an area of no man's land between two areas of low and two areas of high pressure. By the time we reach Monday, well, there you go. It's low pressure back on the scene. We have, I think, a reasonable day on Monday. Temperatures will be improving. We'll see that. But later on in the day, there's quite a strong signal for some really quite heavy and potentially thundery rain. I think we'll be keeping a closer eye on this Monday night into Tuesday. Very, very wet as a new area of low pressure pushes up somewhere close to the southeast of the UK. On Tuesdays, that has pushed out the way. We're in a bit of a ridge. There's still a few showers across the north of the UK, but it is an improving day. And Wednesday, again, not too bad. I think the jet stream may have just pushed a little bit further north, taking the risk of the more persistent showers and frontal activity across Ireland, Scotland, and northern parts of Britain. Down in the south, I think it's a little bit more settled and temperatures will have improved. By Thursday, high pressure is just about holding on to the south of the UK. Some of that warmth over continental Europe will be pushing into the south of the UK. But low pressure isn't too far away, is it, by Thursday the 18th? And as we've mentioned, by Friday the 19th, that low pressure starts to wind itself up. The first of the weather fronts, the Atlantic weather fronts, start to push in from the west and the northwest, signalling another rather cool and showery weekend for the 20th and 21st. And then even longer term, although things may start to dry up somewhat again, never going to be a heat wave with breezes always coming in from the west. So unfortunately, summer does seem to be on hold. And if we now just take a look before we close this out, this is Maidstone. This is the 2 metre trend in temperatures. So things do improve, don't they, over the next 2 or 3 days? They can't get any cooler than they are today. As we've seen, tomorrow's a slight improvement. Sunday warms up and Monday. And then, as we've seen, by Tuesday, perhaps a little bit cooler because of that rain around. But yeah, temperatures around about average for a couple of days. But once again, just look towards the 19th, next Friday, next weekend, as temperatures do appear to take a bit of a dip. But there's one or two ensemble spikes in there that are going warmer. So it's not set in stone just yet. So temperatures on the way up before cooling off again towards the end of next week. And precipitation picked up quite nicely. So, well, the headline there is this big rain event that seems to be signalled now for late Monday into Tuesday. Something I think we need to be watching. I think the Met Office, if this holds true, will be issuing some weather warnings. So yeah, this weekend, as we've seen, today the showers, tomorrow the showers, an improved day on Sunday, those rainfall spikes disappear, and much of Monday is dry as well. Tuesday early is the wet period, then we've got that relatively sort of finish period Wednesday and Thursday next week before the next area of low pressure starts to influence things once again with an increase in rainfall spikes. And just before we actually just draw this to a close, there's your sea level pressure patterns. Once again, we're always looking for around 1025 to 1030 for our most settled weather in the summer. We're not really getting that, are we? We've got pressure trending slowly downwards over the course of the next few days. It picks up somewhat toward around about 1000 and sort of 17, 1018, middle part of next week. There's that trend again for those signals for the pressure to start to fall away again next weekend. So that is it in summary. The search for summer goes on. Thanks for watching and ciao for now.